see, my mic's okay. My mic's on. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. It's another glorious Sunday evening here. The one and only Black Knight here, pointing that way. My friend, business partner, one half of Hello Dope Toys, Mr. Ted DarkClaw. How are you doing today?
Always glorious.
Always glorious. Like Bobby Roode glorious, or just rashing Rick Rude glorious.
It's always Bobby Roode glorious.
Very, very, very good. So we got another special guest this week. First guest in almost 2 weeks now. Is that right? 2 weeks?
I never know what day it is. I don't know.
So today's guest, we're going to get down to the bottom of this question soon because he's 1/3 of the Three Geeks Podcast. But if you watch Three Geeks Podcast, it's like 4 guys, sometimes 5. But here he is, a good friend of mine, Jason from Hello Dope Toys.
That's
Three
us.
Geeks Podcast.
We're Hello Dope Toys.
Yes, we are Hello Dope Toys. This is Jason.
I'm so glad to be on the Three Geeks Podcast. My name is Jason from Hello Dope Toys. I am super excited to talk to you guys. No, I'm excited, man. I can't wait to catch up.
Yes. You got 12 episodes to catch up on. But welcome to the show. I got on your show probably back in the very early infancy days. So it's good to see how your podcast and show has evolved over the years. I hope to one day get to your level, and we'll get to those questions and things throughout the show. But before I get to these questions, Jason, I'm getting a very important message here from one of my distributors that I got to talk to Ted about. Ted, they want me to ask you, what are you sipping on?
Well, okay. Write this down. Please let them know. In the Hello Dope mug today, we are sipping on a classic hot teddy. I almost went with the DarkClaw tonight, but I forgot to go to the liquor store. So, the hot teddy helps the voice, soothes the soul. And then, this is going to run out. So I brought the boys along.
Got a little backup plan with you. I see.
Brought the boys along. So, Aaron, I have a thing on my light bright here. So my wife got me this really sweet, tiny light bright. I thought it would be cool to use on, with my Deadpool toy photography and whatnot. But
yes.
My light bright says, "What you sipping on?"
I was going to switch it up today. I got a nice, fine Black Reserve Crown Royal upstairs, but I'm going to save that for a special day or after the show, whichever one comes first. Or I'll cut out halfway through the show and go get it next. But in the Hello Dope mug, I'm having, once again, the spiked strawberry Steel Reserve.
Nice.
It's becoming a fan favorite. And if Bill was here, me and him, we're gonna hash out these words. I didn't say that he didn't know about Steel Reserve. I'm just saying you don't know about the strawberry right here or the spiked orange. You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about that later.
It might be past Bill's bedtime. So
it probably is. He'll catch the replay.
He gets up super early. It's understandable, And plus, he has a lot of late night shows. Him and Jim go buck wild late at night. So I guess now we have to ask our guest, Mr.
Guest.
Jason of the Three Geeks Podcast, man. Tough question, bro. You're in the hot seat, man.
First real question of the show, man. We gotta know. The people, the Hello Dopers need to know.
Yeah, the chat does want to know. They have been asking us. It's the only thing going on. They're spamming the chat with the question of what you sipping on?
Oh, I can't wait to tell you guys about this. I'm drinking Alka-Seltzer. I'm 40 with heartburn. I was gonna drink Long Island iced tea, but then I was like, I need to have some Alka-Seltzer. That's what I'm drinking.
See that right there. That's a clippable moment right there. Remember?
I'm so glad that I didn't finish this before the podcast started, just because I wanted to be able to say that when you guys asked.
Oh my god,
the most unique drink ever. And normally, like, if I know our guests have a certain drink, I try to drink that. I'm glad we weren't prepped on that.
Oh, that was good. I like that. That's perfect. because it's always something, and you got me on that one. I'm proud of you. So, all right, so you got Alka-Seltzer. You got the hot teddy. I got my drink. Looks like we got some hotness in the mugs. Yeah, this is courtesy of Miss Chloe Skies. She is in our chat right now. She's one of our moderators, actually, and hopefully she makes some more.
She has been, with much love, such a bum on trying to get these. But I'm still trying to get a Laser Pants mug off of her. Right. And then she was like, well, they stopped making these mugs, and she was like, well, there's a different kind of mug, and I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. So these are actually quite exclusive now. Unless she can get her hands on some other ones.
Limited edition.
But yeah, no, they hold a lot. Pint-sized mugs.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are definitely working on mugs. They may not be exactly like this, but certainly something down the road.
Merch plug.
It's coming.
Before we get to the questions, there, Mr. DarkClaw, how we doing in the chat? Anything lively going there?
Oh boy, I'm not used to this job. This chat is popping. So we got Mr. Jim Largo up in the house after his long weekend of doing nonstop live streams. So hello, Jim Largo from Largo's Lair. Make sure you go check out his channel as well as Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures on YouTube, man. They will keep you entertained all weekend. Absolutely. And then a former guest, Jeremy from 3POA's Loose But Complete show. Jeremy's in the house, man, which is awesome. Love seeing Jeremy up in here. Our moderator is in the house, not making mugs at the moment, but she is hopefully kicking out the sex bots tonight.
Okay? Yes. No more sex bots tonight.
No more sex bots up in our thing. We have Articulated Chad, which is great. I don't know. Normally he's doing a show right now, so maybe he is popping in while he's doing his show. Articulated Chad, great to see you. And then Jeremy says he is sipping a Michelob Ultra. Nobody asked him what he was sipping on this week, but he's here to tell us. He's ready to talk some toys. He also needs a hella dope mug for that Michelob Ultra.
You hear that, Simmons, guys? He needs that mug.
He needs that. We need to get some mugs out. Look, it takes her like 12 hours to make these, so I'll cut her a little slack. Realm of Toys is in here. Yes. Frank, great to see you. Realm of Toys is our unofficial photographer for Hella Dope Toys. Yes. Definitely underpaid, but we're not going to tell him that. And he also loves the mugs. And I'm sure there's other things going on in the chat, but that's all I got going on now. We have a guest here, Aaron. Get to them.
I just realized I was on the wrong screen. All right, so Mr. Jason of the Three Geeks, let's get to the first question. We always ask our guests this first question. It's just kind of like the running thing that we do. So you've gone from, having hair, nice flowing hair, to being working in a video game store, to owning said game store, to having a podcast. What's your origin story? Tell us how you got from point A to point B.
From hair? Did we know each other when I had hair?
No, I've seen the pictures.
We've known each other a while, since 2007 or 6. And it's been a long time since I've had hair. But the podcast, it started, I think you were at that con. It was the first time Jason David Frank came to Columbus.
Yeah, it was at
Wizard World 2013.
Yeah, Max Amit and I went to that con, and afterwards, Max and I got to talking. I'm like, dude, we just need to record these conversations. Like, these are fun. I think people will like to listen to it. And then, we spent a lot of time doing it, and we got good about a year ago. So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah. So you've had many guests over the course of the years. Who would you say your favorite guest is so far?
Larry Hankin, which I can get him for you guys if you guys ever want to talk to him. He is one of my favorite people. He was in Friends. He played Mr. Heckles. He's been in Seinfeld. He's been in movies, Home Alone. This guy is everywhere. I have his phone number. We talk on a regular basis. So we became friends through the course of doing this podcast. And it's been awesome because, like I said, I'm a fan of his. Like, he's in everything, and to get to know him on a personal level has been probably my favorite. He's probably my favorite guest, I would say.
All right. So I was going to say this till later, but I brought it up earlier. I got to know. I got to know, and the people need to know. The name of your podcast is Three Geeks, but how come you have more? So is it more than Three Geeks, or they're just like, here's the core group, but then like we've got like some offspring things happening?
We're back down to pretty much three with Mike. Mike's a guest, kind of. He's pretty much a regular too. It started as three. It was me, my cousin Philip, and Max. There's the three of us. We started it, and then the reason we did the podcast was to meet new people, like-minded people, and we slowly brought more and more people on. And we got, I think at the peak, we had 8 people on the show. Like, you remember Fuzzy. Fuzzy's been on a few times, quite a few times. We've had Rondell and Dan, and just so many people pop on and hang out and talk. Max and I have been the through line through the whole thing. We're still going strong. Justin is now the third geek, replacing Philip. And like I said, Mike is a big part of that podcast too. He's been with us pretty much since the beginning as well.
Okay. So, and then you had different kind of like spin-offs of your podcast. You were doing like a wrestling review at one point. I think there was like a sports talk at one time. Like, is that stuff that you still do, or that was just kind of experimenting to see what other crowds you could bring in?
The wrestling stuff is my buddy John. We play his show on our channel, but he does a great job with that from the PVD cast. Lots of wrestling stuff. He does a review for all the pay-per-views. Then we had Animaniacs for a while. Sports Nerds, Max did that. He said a lot of controversial things on Sports Nerds. So if you ever want to go back and listen, I'm not going to get into it because
for those that don't know Max is very outspoken. He will say what he wants when he wants with very minimal like remorse behind it. But then like he has this laugh that will it's infectious, man. Like you hear this guy laugh, you can't stop.
Yeah, we can play his laughter on demand now. So if he doesn't show up for a show, we have his voice canned, so we can just play random Max clips throughout the day.
That right there, that's how you know it's a huge success when you've got enough bait to like copy someone's laugh, because it's just that it's like that,
Yeah, it's so infectious.
So Three Geeks, you've been to many cons, but also I don't think a lot of people know you actually went to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, nice pull. I did. I went. We became really good friends with Thomas Nicholas from the American Pie franchise, and he was working at the time with an author named Lanny Sarum, and Lanny and I became pretty good friends, and they needed a host over in Saudi Arabia to host some panels. So she asked me to go, and the only time I've ever been paid for podcasting, with the exception of going to cons, I see going to cons free as payment, and that to me makes podcasting worth it. But no, they flew me out there for free. They gave me a per diem. They paid me $2,000 to go to Saudi Arabia. I would have gone for free. Like, it was an experience and a half. Like, I got to hang out with William Shatner and Steven Seagal and Jonathan Frakes. Okay. Shannon Elizabeth Nadia from American Pie, and she's just as beautiful in person as she is in those movies. But it was so surreal. I met the girl, Love You 3000 from Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah.
I was like, is it weird if I ask your daughter for a selfie?
I don't think it'd be weird at all. You're like, I mean, she's pretty much a celebrity at this point. She's like that up and coming, and I'm sure she's got some things in the pipeline that she'll be doing, in future roles due to that movie alone.
Hey, I have 2 follow-up questions for that. One, what's the flight to Saudi Arabia? How long of a flight is that?
About 16 hours with layovers, I believe.
Were you like in coach, crammed next to like 2 people, or like they give you a private jet or first class?
I was in coach, but the seats are slightly bigger for international flights. So it wasn't super cramped. I didn't sleep at all for that 16 hours.
Oh, I would have been.
I took sleep medicine and everything. Like, that was my plan. But nope, I was awake for the entire flight.
What was the movie playing?
I downloaded a bunch of stuff.
I thought they had like a plane movie, like they were just going to play the Grinch on repeat for you or something like that. And then the second follow-up question, did you ask William Shatner about going out into space? Did you get to talk to him about that at all?
This was
before that. That's a bummer.
This was back right before COVID. It was November before all the COVID stuff started. But I got to listen to him and Steven Seagal talk about a friend of theirs who bought an island. That was pretty surreal. Listening to Steven Seagal and William Shatner talk real estate,
it's just wild to be like to be the ant on the wall. Like I'm sitting next to these two. I'm in the same area of these two notorious figures. Just listening to them talk,
so different too, so different. Steven Seagal is kind of wacko, but to see them just talk, interacting with each other. And I'm telling you, man, if you ever get to be someplace that has craft services, oh my God, it's amazing. And people in Saudi Arabia, they love Burger King. It's everywhere. Americans don't even like Burger King, but Saudi Arabia, it's everywhere.
We don't.
Burger King and Domino's.
I mean, Domino's. I mean, old Domino's maybe. New Domino's not so much.
Yo, that cheesy bread be bagging though.
You ain't wrong.
That's the only reason Domino's is still in business.
Right. I still know why Little Caesars is still in business. It's dude, your pizza is horrible, but for $5 and it's hot and ready.
For $5, it's delicious, bro.
It is. It's pretty good for $5.
So
I had it the other day.
So the follow up to the follow up. So your time in Saudi Arabia, you were there. You hosted a podcast. Was it your podcast or was it something involving the con itself?
I did our show, and then I hosted the Sopranos panel, so I got to talk to some of those guys. I hosted a Power Rangers panel, so I did that. It's Q&A stuff was mostly what I did, but I did do 3 Geeks Live. I tried to bring Max and my friend John on via satellite, but the internet connection there was crappy. The entire reason they had the con was because the Prince of Saudi Arabia wanted to buy Superman #1. So after the con was over, it shut down. The Prince came in, he purchased the comic book and then left.
I guess it must be nice to be royalty to just shut down your whole country for one thing. And he's like, "Oh yeah, peace out, I'm out. I gotta go read this, let you know how it is." Tune in to the Prince of Saudi Arabia podcast.
It was weird though. I went to the bathroom and I'm like, "Where's the toilet paper?" They don't use toilet paper in Saudi Arabia.
They had 3 seashells.
No, they have a hose. They had to bring in toilet paper because the celebrities didn't want to use the hose.
It's just a random dirty garden hose just chilling there.
No, it's called a bidet, I think.
Oh, bidet. Yeah, I hear great things about a bidet.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. I left nervous, and I left a fan. I went in nervous.
Mm-hmm. And celebrities aren't using bidets? I don't believe that.
Nope, they had toilet paper brought in.
You gotta be top end. You gotta be like Tom Cruise.
Do you know what brand toilet paper?
No, I don't. I think it was hard, cheap stuff. Dollar General,
all that single ply stuff.
Yeah, Dollar Tree toilet paper.
Disappointed with all these celebrities. You're turning on a bidet using Dollar General toilet paper.
$1.25 for 8 rolls.
Hey, that's a bargain when you ain't got no money. So anyway, let's move forward, shall we? One more question I'll ask you here before we get back to the chat and see what's hopping over there. So you have been nominated for an award for your podcast. Was that correct?
Yeah, we've been nominated twice.
How was that? Award. How was that experience? Did you win?
We did. We won once, maybe twice. Once we won once, and no, dude, it was flattering to no win because I don't know who the judges were that voted for us, but they definitely made us feel really good about ourselves.
It's funny because I always get these emails. It's like, "Hey, your podcast has been nominated." I'm like, "No, it hasn't. We've done 2 episodes. There's no way." Unless those are like the 2 best episodes you've ever seen.
It was me. I was nominating us.
I could believe that. That's believable.
I was like, watch episode 1, real banger right there, and award winning our episode 1.
It was such a great episode that we try to forget that it ever happened. So, I mean, do we need to add that to your title now, like award winning podcaster?
Yeah, I make
Jason
sure I
on 3
mention
Geeks.
that when I'm booking people, when I send emails to agents and stuff. I'm like, we're an award-winning podcast. We're in the top 3% of all podcasts, which pretty much all podcasts that are mildly successful are in the top 3%. But they don't need to know that.
I would do it on clout. Like, yes, right here, this guy, award winner. Okay, I have a medal or a plaque or whatever they hand you. All right, so hey, what I see some stars going on over there, Mr. DarkClaw. What we got going on in the chat?
Yeah, chat is lively. Our moderator, who is also trying to convince me to eat some very fresh pancake balls, and if I wasn't on this show right now, I would take her up on it. She says the mugs are coming. Maybe. That's classic answer from my daughter. Realm of Toys says we are the best, which we are. We are. Thank you for acknowledging us. Jim Largo asked if y'all make it to Ohio. Sorry, suddenly my words stopped working. I don't know if that was in reference to us or to Jason and the Three Geeks, but I did not make it to Ohio, which was what, 3 weeks ago?
2 or 3 weeks ago, yeah.
Something like that.
You know what Ohio is. I need to look this up.
Yeah, you need to get there, man. Well, we need to get there. We'll all go together next year.
Let's make it one big adventure.
We'll live stream the whole thing. It'll be a great time. We have Mr. Wonderful in the chat. He says, "What's good, my brothers? Elimination Chamber was great last night," which it was. Good segue for a new topic. Yes. Aaron and I are going to expand our live streaming horizons and potentially do a live stream Tuesday in regards to said Elimination Chamber.
Yes, all wrestling, minimal toy talk.
All wrestling. Well, I mean, there's going to be toy talk. We're going to talk about some toys.
No, we won't talk about toys.
And then I believe Mr. Realm of Toys is going to help us out with a thumbnail for that, which I'm looking forward to. So, keep an eye out for notifications about Tuesday. Articulated Chad says, try flying military air across the world.
I've gotten horror stories from my brother who was in the army, so I get I get it. He hates it. He lets everyone who wants to hear the story know about it. So I believe it.
Our friend Jim Largo says, friends don't let friends eat cheap pizza.
See, alone. Jim, here's the thing. You're right, but sometimes that $5 pizza, it slaps. Like, it feels like an empty void that you should probably spend the extra $5 and really get a good pizza. But man, that $5, and you can get like 2-3 drinks and be $10.
It's clutch when Friday comes, you've gotten paid, and then you look at after you've paid your bills and you've got $5 left, and you get your sad pizza to eat by yourself on the couch because that's all that's left from your hard work.
And then we're all sipping on Alka-Seltzer.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then Articulated Chad says, at least they had toilets there and not just holes in the tile floor. I feel like Articulated Chad has some experience maybe traveling to Saudi Arabia and peeing in holes drilled into tile.
Or maybe they did have the holes and they put the toilets there to make it look like there's none there.
Look, man, I'm the type of guy that, just give me a room. If you say, hey, this is the room that you're going to pee in, I'll spray on the wall. It's whatever. I'm going to leave that room afterwards and never return again. So I don't really care give me a tree.
Yeah.
Give me a bush. Yeah. A dumpster.
A car.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. We'll pee anywhere. Now pooping. I need walls. I need everybody to scatter. Like you all have to get at least 20 feet away because if we're eating that cheap pizza, I need my private time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a
lots
big
of comics, phone. All right, so let's get back to the good stuff. So you've been to a couple cons. What's the favorite con you've been to? What's the con that's like the one that got away or the one that you are looking forward to going to?
That's a good question. GalaxyCon comes in like in a close second because that GalaxyCon last year was the way Wizard was when they first came with that one we were talking about with Jason Frank. Like
Yep.
GalaxyCon last year was banging. They were packed. They had vendors. They had the celebrities that people cared about. But it's my favorite con that I've been to. It has to be that first one in 2013, 14, whenever that was with Jason Frank and Michael Rooker was there. No, Michael Rooker was the following year.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was.
No, I mean that was a great con. I mean, I was blessed to be able to join Mr. DarkClaw and Miss DarkClaw during their anniversary weekend to go to that Wizard World. But like, I was able to meet a childhood hero. As kids, I loved. Man, who didn't love Power Rangers growing up, especially in our era, and then to meet like the man, like himself, and like to get a photo and talk to him, very great. Like he very personable.
Absolutely.
No matter
we interviewed him the following year at the Wizard World, but yeah, such a nice guy. Such a nice guy. I was in tears when I found out he died.
Dude, every video I watch, or like even like a 30-second short, is like, damn it, why? But may he rest in peace. May the power protect him always. But what's the con that what's the con you're looking forward to? Is there something that's in the pipeline that you want to go to, or San Diego, New York, anything like that?
I do want to go to. I try every year to go to San Diego, and I don't know if you've seen that Big Bang episode where they're all sitting on the couch trying to get tickets, and it sells out like within 10 seconds. Yeah. That is true and accurate. Like I'm sitting there, I made it into the waiting room one year. I made a deal with somebody like, you get the tickets, let me go, and I get the tickets, you let me go, and they were sold out. Like we got to Sunday, and I'm like, oh, Sunday, let's go Sunday. But
hey, I'd take if I can't get all 4 days, I'll take a Sunday.
I'll take any day. Just let me go. Like I should just go to San Diego during that time anyway, and just hang out outside because there's enough going on around the con. But Jan, just to be in Hall H like one time would be amazing.
So would you want to go as a fan, or would you want to go as a with your show, or kind of a combination of both?
If I could go with the show, I'd go with the show. But to go even just as a fan would be amazing.
Well, I was gonna say, I like the idea of you just going to San Diego and being outside, and then you just record your whole show outside. Like you can make a whole gimmick of that, like so close to being at San Diego, and then you try sneaking in the back door or something. What are they gonna do? Throw you off the street?
Isn't that what happened to us at the convention center?
Yeah, we're always thrown out of the convention center.
Well, now we just go sit at the bar and it's okay.
Well, now you get press passes, guys.
Yeah,
maybe.
I'll send you some contacts.
You do like that.
So we're actually we're booked for PowerCon as vendors. So that'll be our first. I mean, if opportunity presented itself, I'd love to have this show's hella dope as a panel. But I don't know if we're ready for that yet. We got to crawl before we walk here. But
hey man, GalaxyCon's in December. You got plenty of time to practice. I can send you that contact. You guys can do a panel with us.
Well, hey, we'll keep that in mind. We'll definitely talk more.
Aaron tried to get me to go to GalaxyCon because we found out about it after PowerCon. He's like, "Oh, we gotta go," and I was like, I'm wiped from PowerCon. It's right before Christmas. Yep. I don't know if it's going to be that great. And now I feel like I'm regretting that. So
yeah,
maybe we will try the Galaxy.
It's coming back. It's coming back in a big way. I get that way too, man. I get con fatigue as well because we do when we used to do we run the Monroe panel room. It's in Monroe, Michigan every September. So we do that. And then we go to Indiana, usually between September and December. And then we do the Columbus shows. It's like, man, I'm worn out from cons because it's a lot. Especially when you go, you spend a day, you do more than one or two. And you got to be on. Like, you're meeting people and you want them to like you. So you're constantly like, yeah, check out my podcast. It's awesome. Come talk to us. Listen, subscribe. Please subscribe.
Boy, do I feel that one.
Right. Like, maybe we should try that right now, please.
Max will give you a reach around if you subscribe. Just subscribe.
Hold on, we haven't got that desperate yet. Have we?
Well, wait a minute. I just subscribed.
Ooh.
Max, get down here.
That's kind of like our thing. Like I said, we wanted to hit. There's one next month that we're trying to hit, and we kind of dropped the ball. We might get a late invite, maybe. We wanted to try like rev up for PowerCon and kind of get like the 1 day con out the way, get the experience, see what it's like on the vendor side. But we may have to just dry run the whole thing for PowerCon. We'll see what happens though.
Just like we do our show every single week.
And it turns out great.
No. I mean, yes, it does. Please subscribe. Max will give you a reach around. Right? Can I use Max for that?
Sure,
Jason, thanks.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
He'll be fine with it.
Thank you. So everyone in the chat's like, "Who's this Max fella?"
Big burly black guy. Used to be Marine.
Ooh, tight grip.
Yeah, black and white guy combinations are great for podcasts.
Exactly. we learned that early in our lives. So, for those who haven't seen your show, Three Geeks Podcast, you can see it on YouTube, streams on Facebook, and on Twitch. They would notice in your background, you don't have it there right now, that you have a couple, some couple figures there. You had some pop figures. Look like you had the screen figures.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to go back in time, young Jason, like.
Yes.
Back when he had hair and was flowing in the wind in a convertible.
Yeah.
What you grabbing? He's grabbing something. What is it? Is it something good? Is it hell?
I'm waiting for your question.
What you got here? What you got? This is why the people came. Show us.
I've wanted these for a long time, and then they re-released them, and I was so excited. The Ghostbusters.
Very nice.
I got the complete set. Finally got the car. It was at Walmart. I was so excited, and yeah. Ghostbusters and the Power Ranger toys were the ones that I always wanted to collect. Power Rangers is so expensive now. To collect.
Yeah. There's so many. It asks, like, you have to ask yourself which era do you want? Do you want the OGs? Do you want to collect like every team? Because that gets expensive. Then they're like, well, if you go with the OGs, then you gotta get all the Zords, you gotta get all the Morphers, you gotta get all the weapons. Like, I'm sitting here like when I'm ordering stuff, I'm like, man, that comes out next month. I'm gonna get them.
Can't forget about all the villains, all the monsters.
Puggy Pig,
yeah, Pudgy Pig, bro.
Guy,
one of the best.
King Sphinx, I love them all. But I want you to go back in your mind, go back in time. What was young Jason collecting? What kind of toys were you into?
G.I. Joes and Power Rangers. I did have the Ghostbusters too, but those were the two main ones. The G.I. Joes, the 3.5-inch ones, which I wish that they would remake. I don't know why it's so hard to remake them just like that. That'd be fantastic. And
it was cheap.
Yeah. And then the Power Rangers, like in the 90s, the Power Ranger toys, they were hard to find, and that's always fun for collecting, is trying to find them. And I had them all at one point. I wish that I didn't sell them when I was a kid at a garage sale, because those things are worth money now.
Yeah, see, it's either you sold them or you played with them so much that like arms are now broken off. Like the ones that the heads flip back and forth, like the head doesn't flip anymore. Which actually they just brought those back. They brought them back a couple of months ago, I believe.
Yeah, but they're like fat and wide. It's weird.
Okay,
yeah,
look,
that was my problem with them back in the 90s. I was like, I don't want these fat Power Rangers.
Well, that's because you have small hands. You gotta have normal people hands.
Yeah, but in the 90s they weren't like that fat and wide. Like the new ones were like wide.
but when you have small hands like Teddy does, everything seems to be bigger than what they really are.
That's why this mug looks so huge.
It's massive.
That I might put.
But these mugs are these are some huge mugs. Though, I ain't gonna lie.
Big old mugs.
So G.I. Joe, Power Rangers. Now, every toy fan loves to mash up their figures, Did you ever have like a sweet like G.I. Joe Power Ranger face-off that ever happened? Did the Joes have to call him back up to like battle these Power Rangers and their like massive Zords?
I wasn't that creative. I didn't like mixing my toys. I wish I had though, because I do it now. Like it drives my daughter nuts that I sit around playing with toys. Like I playing with my Scream action figure, fighting my Jean-Claude Van Damme G.I. Joe toy.
Now is that the NECA one?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Keep us in mind for future NECA products.
Oh, I will.
So I'm actually the opposite now. When I was a kid, like everything, as long as they scaled well enough, could do a team up against some huge villain team up. And now I'm weird and I'm like, no, friend, this isn't your shelf. You get down on this shelf and that's where you fucking stay.
Yeah, no, I get that. So we're slowly getting the shelves ready. They're gonna be ready soon. Have a nice little display of all the figs. We'll take a little. What's going on in the chat there, sir? I saw you pop up a message from our good friend Joy.
Yeah, I'll get to that in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsor, helladopetoys.com, where you can go and buy action figures like this G.I. Joe figure. Bro, G.I. Joe. Oh, no way. I'm going to get better at these commercials, I swear. Go to Helladope Toys and buy something, right? That's the commercial. Where am I here on the chat?
Don't know.
Okay. Realm of Toys says, with all these new figures coming out, I'm gonna be eating some crackers. I feel that.
So will we. Don't worry. When the bill comes in for these AWOCs, we will be enjoying lots of crackers and peanut butter.
Yeah, that's Wednesday. Jason told us to pay him Wednesday. So he'll ship them Friday. So AWOCs coming. Yeah. Axion said what Ted means is everyone else is happy he has walls. So yes, when I am having my private pooping time, y'all got to be away. Gas masks up, everyone.
Oh God.
Jim Largo says every time I hear DarkClaw, I think Bear Claw. Now I want donuts. Hey. I feel that.
Ain't nothing wrong with a Bear Claw, man.
Now Axion wants a donut too. Everybody wants donuts.
Get you a donut, get you some coffee to go with it. It's like a win-win.
Jeremy says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers all the way, which I 100% agree with.
Absolutely.
The OG team, you don't do any better than that. I don't care. I don't care. Forget your new teams. I don't freaking the original is where it's at.
Yeah, the original was great. I watched Dino Thunder because Tommy came back. And then I tried to watch the newest one, Cosmic Fury or Cosmic Dino or something or other. Man, the special effects have gotten awful.
I watched the episode where Jason came back, like Austin St. John when he came back. Outside of that, I watched Megaforce, Super Megaforce. I watched those two. And then I probably didn't watch anything since like Ninja Storm.
Yeah, anytime an OG comes back, I watch it. Like I'm looking forward to the Mighty Morphin Netflix show that's coming out with the original cast.
Yes.
As long as they don't ruin it like everything else from our childhood.
Isn't what's his name? David Yost, isn't he working on a script himself?
Yeah, he started releasing the script online because it doesn't look like it's gonna get made. He released the first one. I haven't read it yet, but I want to.
That's disappointing.
Yeah. All right, and then Joy, as I posted this up earlier, laughing at my small hands. So, hi Joy, thank you for watching. And then Art G is in the house. Art G. Hello, Art G. And for the moment, I am caught up on the chat. So
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Okay, yeah, because I'm under the stars, so I haven't seen anything new.
It's right on you. So Axion Figs, welcome as always. That display for those loose figs you're opening. Yes, right there. It's happening. Don't worry. I got the plan and it's gonna happen. I got a whole lot of stuff. I went toy hunting the other day because I still do that. Found me some goodies. We're gonna get the things looking good. Don't worry, it's happening. Anyway, now that that's over. So you've been doing podcasting. You've been a owner of a toy store like myself. Someone moved to Florida during our adventure. Anyway, we'll talk about it on a different show. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years, and then what's your long-term goal?
Hopefully to get monetized on YouTube, which is a freaking chore now.
Yeah,
like you got to get, and shorts are helping. Like we did 23,000 views last month, so shorts is the way to go because it helps. Not only do shorts get a lot of views, but it elevates the rest of the channel. So yeah, that's kind of where I want to be, is get ourselves monetized. There's certain people I'd love to interview. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to rebuild. I'm trying to build more connections. I've got some, but not as much as I want. So I'm working on it.
Who's the number one person that you want to try to get that you have been pining for a while?
Who? My dream interview?
Your dream, like the dream of all dreams.
That is the dream of all dreams. Like if in a perfect world, you send an email or however way you communicate, and you said, "Hey, I've got 3. It's a tie, a 3-way tie. Howard Stern, Eminem, or Jean-Claude Van Damme. That's my Mount Rushmore of people I would love to interview. But realistically, I want to interview some old school rappers. Like that is my current goal, is to get some people on.
Because we were live a couple weeks ago, and we're in the middle of a show, and all of a sudden we get this notification that says, hey, Instagram or helladopetoys is now following Pheromone. And I'm like, what? Like this guy knows who we are. Like we're on his radar now.
Well, he's a big time toy collector. We tried shooting him a little discount, Cody. So we're waiting. He's probably waiting until he gets paid next. It's fine. We understand.
You gotta get the paycheck.
2023, and then he's just gonna buy a bunch of sweet stuff. And when he does that, we're gonna be like, hey, you should get on our friend's show right quick, Right. And then
we were so close to booking tag team, so close. Like we had a date, and then he had to pull out because of scheduling conflict. But man, I was like, yeah, whoop, there it is. Let's do this.
I want to also try to get Tech 9. He's really big into like the horror stuff. Like he did a whole unboxing of the life-size Chucky and Bride of Chucky that he had gotten. Apparently his wife bought him one, and he bought one, and then he got gifted one. So he has like 3 of them. So I'd love to pick his mind, not only just the rap side of it, because I've seen him like 5 times, but also, someone who collects toys and horror of that, just to see how that works into his musical realm.
How about you, Teddy? Who's your dream interview?
Oh boy, man, you put me on the spot here. I'm just sitting here just vibing.
You see how I feel?
I know, right? Suddenly I'm just dragged into this conversation. I'm not even a guest here. Crap, I don't know. So as far as this show goes, I would love to have Dan Larson on here from it's now Secret Galaxy. Before it was Toy Galaxy, which is what I believe we all know it as and still call it. But Dan Larson, met him at PowerCon, really awesome guy, super chill. And as far as, toys go and just kind of reminiscing on the old 80s cartoons and things like that, because that's his job now, is to literally go through and study all this stuff and then kind of regurgitate it all. He's just got like a Wikipedia of knowledge in his brain, and had some good conversations with him. Would like to have some more conversations with him here on this show, but we'll get a little bit bigger and make sure he knows who we are before we go knocking on that door.
Hey, I'm down, I mean, we can lock tomorrow if you want. Just be like, hey.
Dan Larson. So I do a great Dan Larson impression. Hi, I'm Dan Larson. Love it. My wife's upstairs laughing.
It's only funny because I've heard him do that, and I get it.
It's a real thing.
So you brought up music. I know music is very big for you, and I know Eminem is a big fave of yours. We went. What was that? It was down in Cincinnati. It was a Scribble Jam.
Oh, dude, that was a blast.
Yeah.
I didn't know people could beatbox and rap at the same time.
Yeah.
Like that, it blew me away. I love hip hop. Like that's my genre. I'm not a rock guy. I do like some country hip hop stuff, but yeah, I'm a hip hop guy through and through ever since I was 4. And that Scribble Jam experience, man. And they stopped doing it like the next year, and we never got to go back. And oh, that was so disappointing. That was so fun.
So it's funny. I might have like the events mixed up in my head, but I still listen to that Necro. I still have that album that we got, and I play it still religiously. Like it's on a random rotation. Like when Who's Your Daddy comes on, I'm like, that's my shit. Like, how many times did we play that in the car from leaving all the way back to Columbus? Like,
dude,
I'm pretty sure we played like a million
song.
times.
I think it was on repeat the whole hour.
Oh, had to been like to the point to where I learned the words so quickly that like even now I could probably like rattle it off right now. I won't because I won't. But yeah,
we went to karaoke after that, and we listened to it on the way to karaoke after we dropped Ryan off. Like that was a good hour and a half of this one song.
Yeah, and a great one for those who don't know. Necro, the album is The Sexorcists. Definitely check out that album. It's a really good one. There are other songs that are on there outside of Who's Your Daddy.
There are. There's other songs.
Yes, but that song like particularly it's a good one. Of course, sampled from whomever. I can't remember who actually did the original song, but everyone samples somebody. But what I was getting to, you're very big into the hip hop game. Eminem is up there in your top realms. I know you're big into like the old school. If you had to pick the top 5 artists right now, who are they?
Hip hop artists
right now. Yep.
Rakim, Ice Cube, Eminem, Tupac, and Jay-Z. That's who I'd put as my top 5.
Who's your honorable mention?
I've gotten into Biggie a lot recently.
That's what I was waiting for.
I don't know if you saw Eminem's speech for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but he listed off a bunch of old school rappers, and I put all of them on my phone. I've really been into X-Clan and the Righteous 3, I believe. It's who I've been listening to a lot lately. The Boogie Monsters are really good. I've never heard of these guys. Like, and he rattled them all off, and I'm like typing them into my iTunes as fast as I can. And there's some really good old school rap that I just completely missed.
Yeah, I mean,
MC Ren is one that I don't think gets enough respect.
No, I mean, it gets overshadowed because you think about like NWA when like in its heyday, you got Eazy-E, you had Dr. Dre. You had like everybody else under the moon, but then it's like, oh, MC Ren is probably a great lyricist who doesn't get the light shine on him enough. And then when they all broke up, of course, he came out with that album after that, and everyone's like, who is this guy? He's like, dude, he's been there the entire time. Now you get to see him on his own platform.
Joyner Lucas, I think, is going to become one of the best. Logic is one that I really, really like now too.
Yeah, love Logic.
NF, I don't know if you've ever listened to NF.
My son listens to him.
He is fire.
And I'm a little concerned that my son is like suggesting music to me right now. He's like, Dad, you didn't listen to this. I'm like, dude, I don't. Like,
it takes a lot for me to listen to a new rap artist. Like, somebody has to really recommend it because some of it is crap.
I mean, the lyrics are horrible. The beats fire though. Like, there are some fire beats. But like, if I can't understand what you're saying, and now I understand like my mom when she's listening to what I was listening to, like, dude, what the hell is this shit? My mom, don't worry about it. It's good rap music. She's like, shut up, dude.
I can't do mumble rap. Like, I like Big Sean. I think he's really good. J. Cole I've gotten into recently. Kendrick Lamar had the best album of last year.
I recently gotten into listening to Kendrick Lamar only because the people that I work with, they're all like 18 to 22. So they're like, oh, Kendrick Lamar. Lamar,
dude, he's so good.
Kendrick Lamar, the Migos. I'm like, maybe. We'll see. I forgot where I was going. There was a question I was going to follow up to that top 5 too. We'll come back to it if I remember it.
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
Or we'll just completely forget it. Yeah,
we'll forget it. It's fine.
Oh, Tech Nine. I've been listening to a lot of Tech Nine lately.
Oh man, where have you been, baby?
Man,
we listened to it a little bit when we hung out, but
Nine.
man, Midwest Choppers and Worldwide Choppers is the one that pulled me in.
You got to go back. You got to go back in time.
Oh,
baby.
I've gone back since, but those are the ones that pulled me in. And he even got The Rock to like spit bars on a song like
Face Off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you a quick story. So like back when me and Teddy, when we moved into our first apartment, second apartment, I don't know. It was way back when. I was downloading a song that it was like Eminem. I thought it was Eminem. And like we're getting ready for a party, so we're trying to get the music all ready. And like I'm listening to it, and it wasn't Eminem. And it took me like weeks to figure out who this guy was because I had no clue. The lyrics were fire, the beat was fire, like everything about it was like I need to know who this is. Come to find out, it was Tech Nine. So I went back into the history realms, found every song that this man's ever done, and started listening to it right then and there.
For the next decade, that's all he listened to for 10 years. Was Tech Nine. You get in this dude's car, it is Tech Nine. Which is fine. It's fine. I'm not hating on Tech Nine, but talk about something becoming your whole personality. That's where Aaron went with it.
No, really. And then like it was like a couple months later, he was playing at the Newport. So we went and saw him there. Came back like 4 months later, saw him again. Like he's a short guy.
They did a song together, Eminem and Tech Nine, and that was fire.
Oh yeah.
Speedo. Oh yeah, the best rappers out right now are the ones who've been out. Like Music to Be Murdered By was fantastic. The last Jay-Z album was fantastic.
I haven't listened to anything from Jay-Z for a while, and mainly because when I hear Jay-Z now, I can't get past like the Black Album. Like that's where it ended for me.
Oh, dude, Blueprint 3 is awesome.
See, I didn't even know there's a Blueprint. I knew there's a Blueprint 2, and I really wasn't a fan of that one. But
that one's all right.
There was a Blueprint 3. See, that tells you I didn't pay attention.
That's the one with Run the Town and the Sinatra cover.
Oh, okay. I've heard parts of it. I don't have the album. I don't have it saved anywhere.
I went and saw Jay-Z and 50 Cent. I was not a Jay-Z fan when I went to this concert. I was a 50 Cent fan. I left the concert really not liking 50 Cent because, man, live, he sucks. And then I left. I was so impressed with Jay-Z. I'm like, dude, this guy is awesome. I've seen him like 5 times since.
See, no, when I saw 50 Cent, he was at the Players Amphitheater.
Yeah, that's why I saw him.
And like and I get it. Like you do a song and you like transition to the next one. But when you transition to the next song and every transition is 9 gunshots, I don't care. We get it. You got shot 9 times, bro. So did Tupac. So did somebody else. We don't care anymore. You've milked it way too much. But yeah, no, that was a turn off for me when I saw 50 Cent also.
So I have a question with Super 7 releasing these kind of classic hip hop star figures. Jason, are you aware of this, and are you going to be purchasing any? There's currently ODB and Biggie. Is there anything else, Aaron? Is that it so far?
I have the Biggie one.
Well, these are they're going to be 6-inch scale.
Oh,
so
okay.
They're not like those small. I think it's like gold or something. I don't know even who makes those. But yeah, it'll be fully like articulated, swappable heads. The problem is it's Super 7, and right now that's a little shaky ground on what the quality of those will be. But we're hoping for the best.
Yes.
Hoping for the best on those.
I mean, if you fuck up this ODB and Biggie, I swear to you, I will personally do a toy review and roast you.
I mean, how do you fuck up an ODB? Like, he's old dirty bastard. You can do just about anything to him, and it should be fine. It should be fine. But yeah, no, the Biggie one, I think a lot of people will riot if that one's messed up.
Because I mean, you knock these two out the park. I think you have to then release, Tupac. I mean, I think at one point they had mentioned, or maybe I read it somewhere, that there was a discussion of going through the Wu-Tang family. I would love to have the core Wu-Tang in action form or action figure form.
And then some sort of stage to put them.
Gotta have the woo symbol somehow.
Yeah, some sort of backdrop, even if it's like with NECA and that Channel 6 studio kind of box set that they did. At least there's like some sort of backdrop, or with NECA and the I don't know what was the Singing Turtles one. I can't think of
the rock band group they did.
Yeah, the rock band Turtles, where the box is a stage.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool.
I got the Easy E pop figure. I'm gonna collect the hip hop pop figures because they've been pretty cool. I almost bought the 8 Mile pop figure, but I couldn't justify spending $120 on it, even though like everybody was telling. It's really hard to find. Like they
signed by Eminem.
Yeah.
Does it have Mom's Spaghetti on the box?
No, man. We should road trip to that restaurant sometime.
Oh no, I'm down. I actually heard it was actually pretty good.
I've never had a spaghetti sandwich. I wouldn't mind trying one.
Oh, bro, go make some spaghetti right now. Get a loaf of white bread. You pour some of that in there. You just delicious.
Oh, don't forget to like make the bread also stale and maybe moldy a little bit.
Yeah, if the sold by days, like 3-4 days past, even better.
yeah, real crusty bread. That's how you do that.
Man, it looks like you got some things started over there, man. What we got hopping over in the chat?
Oh, so many things, some of which I'm not aware of. Realm of Toys says, my mom sold all my Power Rangers and the Megazord for $1 at a pop-up yard sale.
What?
That's rough.
Dude, I would have given her $2 at least.
It's okay. My mom gave all my toys away my mom sold all my toys on eBay. That's what she did. Now, she did give me 5 years to come pick them up, and I was too busy with this guy here. Largo's Lair says, shelf space, the final frontier. That's the truth.
Hey, I got like a whole wall over here, a wall. Like I got playroom now. We just gotta let the dream happen.
Yeah, you got room. Just starting to open those figures up.
Yeah, I'm also planning the inbox reviews that's happening.
Looking forward to that. Get them up, man. To get monetized from shorts, you need 1,000 subs and 10 million shorts views in 90 days. From Oz Newton, a moderator from Rocco's channel. Always great to see Oz.
Of course.
I
mean, like you look at those two numbers, right? And you think to yourself, hey, if I had to say which one of these two numbers is impossible to reach, it's 1,000 subs. Like 10 million views from shorts doesn't really seem that hard.
Yeah, because we pop stuff up and it's got 2K in an hour.
Oh yeah. So you imagine, and thing with YouTube is like all that stuff stays like in the logs of YouTube. So like,
well, we tend to have a big boom and bust. So we will get 2K in an hour, and then that will come crashing down pretty hard.
And that's only because we post something like once a week. We gotta get to a couple days in there, man. Like that stop motion you're supposed to have been working on 2 months ago.
So Simi Sky says my dream interview is Minty Comedic Arts. So
I would love to interview Minty. I might reach out to him myself.
Oh my goodness. So Chloe will freak out if you do that. And then we do need a connection. That is Chloe and I's secret love channel. We love, one, watching him, and then two, trying to talk like him and do reactions to him to random things at the grocery store or Sonic Temple.
I would love to hear your Minty impression.
Okay, check it. Oh my gosh, there's a G.I. Joe figure right here. This thing's absolutely insane.
That sounds like a little bit of a Froggy Fresh in there too.
No, it's my very not racist, stereotypical Minty Fresh comedic arts guy. We did a whole Snapchat story on it, Aaron. I'll show it to you sometime.
Oh, okay.
Jason, if you can get that, you let me know. I'm watching. Chloe and I are watching. We're gonna make popcorn. Watch the hell out of that thing. I was using a hole in a tile floor when this came up. But Jim Largo says fortune favors the bold. I don't know what that is in regards to, but I think you guys were talking about hip hop stuff. So don't know. I was using the hole. And he says it is awesome when you find that jam that hits you in the feels.
I highly recommend Black Knight and the White Boy album. That was fantastic.
we haven't told our viewers about that.
Yeah, that's for a different show.
I have that somewhere.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you do have one, don't you?
Oh, you might have the last CD left, because every time I get one, I give it to Aaron and it comes up missing.
It's in my car. It's in the CD player right now, actually.
Heard that. Jason, we're gonna do a copy
I'm curious, Jason, to know which version you have, because
there were two.
There were three.
I have no idea.
There were two main ones, and then there was like the one that we did, and then we got it all remastered.
All right, Jason, dust off your CD collection. We need to dig
it's
through
on a hard drive. I gotta find the hard drive.
Oh, even better.
That means the sound quality is still good. No scratches, no jumps.
Largo's Lair. I'm an old school Houdini fan. Freaks come out at night. Yes, sir.
Hey man, I love Houdini, man. Like, so I got a new car like 6 months ago, and it has a XM radio built into it, and they have like the 90s on 9 and 80s on 8. I will tell you, man, like they hit you with the classics, like, and not only do they hit you with like one song, but like it'd be like 5 songs in a row. Like I'll be sitting in my car, like I'm at home from work, and it's like 30 minutes before I even walk in the door, because like song after song keeps going. I can't leave the car right now. Like this song's it's a great song. Like sure, I could play it on my phone, but why? I'm in my car. Got the heated seats going. I'm comfortable, but man. If you ain't got XM radio, definitely, I suggest it. It's very good.
Well, thank you for responding to the comment about XM radio. Axion says subpar 7 can fuck up a wet dream. Let's be honest.
They probably could. I can't even say probably. They can. like how do you make, like, you go on a string of like making really good stuff, and then on the same string you fuck up the end. Like how?
I gotta look up the subpar 7.
So, it's Super 7. That's the name of the company, but they've been making. So their stuff is getting so bad that it's not even super anymore. It's subpar, sub not par.
They have a lot of good licenses, and they kind of they're charging a lot for them. So $55 to $65, and then there's a ton of quality issues, from paint to sculpt to just missing accessory pieces or things not matching the original 3D renders that they have.
Since you're looking it up, look up Super 7 Green Ranger.
Yeah,
you'll see everything you need to see.
I used to collect the reaction figures until I realized how cheap they were, and I stopped.
Oh, yeah.
And how much were those? Like $30?
I don't think they were that much. They were like 20, $25. But like when Funko would start handing them out for like in like their bundle packages, that's how you know that was like the downfall.
Now I do have I have one Super 7 reaction figure, and that is because I needed to have the Red Power Ranger Rocky sign something. And at the time this was the only thing available. So this is the only. I don't even think I've ever even looked at this thing, to be honest. I just grabbed it, said, here, sign it. It's been freaking sitting on a shelf ever since. But I
have the Red Ranger helmet that he signed for mine, which was actually that was a very organized little matter there at Pack Rat Comics. You know, got in, got out. I mean, I didn't want to pay like the $100 to get a picture and a signature.
Yeah,
I'm not a real. Like Rocky's cool, but if you would have said that was JDF, I'd pay $200 right out the gate. Hell,
yeah.
Walter Jones, I'll pay for him.
Dude, he hasn't aged. He looks younger than he did on Power Rangers.
He's black, dude. Black people don't age except for me.
That's why I was watching the trailer for the new Mighty Morphin thing on Netflix, and I'm like, dude, they could just reboot the show with the same cast and just say they're teenagers.
I I know Amy Jo Johnson's like, I didn't say yes, I didn't say no, but by you not being there tells me you said no, or at least in some words.
Power Rangers people are known to not negotiate, so she probably said, I'm interested, but let's talk salary, and then they're like, peace.
Bitch, your salary is you being on the show. Okay, shut up.
it's a gift for you to be on this Netflix show. Okay,
exactly. Like you were in the movie. I bet you didn't bitch about that one.
I imagine she got paid for that one.
She probably did. Or JDF talked her up real good and said, "Hey, you're going to the show because I need you there." And she's like, "Okay, Jason, I'll be there."
Did you watch her tribute to JDF? Man,
I did.
It was heart-wrenching.
Oh yeah. Pretty sure they had a thing. If they didn't have a thing,
they had to have.
If they didn't have a thing, it's a lie.
Look, it's headcanon now, okay? They had a thing. 100%. We confirmed it here first.
I mean, we have been breaking news of random things lately,
Look, at Wizard World 2013, he very much implied they had a thing. So, we were there. And then we have Realm of Toys. He says, if they made the core Wu-Tang, I'd be all in.
Dude, I'm here's the thing. I want it so bad. The fact that I want it will mean that it'll never get made. They're like, you get ODB, that's all you get.
It'll get made.
I don't know. They
have this top figures. The Wu-Tang Clan is coming out.
Yeah, but see, that's the difference. See, like Funko will do it because
Funko will do anything
do they want. Super 7 will be like, we could do it, but we're not.
Well, they only released a portion of the Silverhawks, and they were like, "Oh, fam, we ain't got no more Silverhawks coming out for you. Thanks for spending $65 on 3 figures. Never complete that team." So yeah, they could pull that. This whole hip hop icon thing could be gone tomorrow. Who knows, man? That's the joy of toys. You love something, could be gone tomorrow. Don't know.
Oh yeah,
who knows?
So I got to the core questions. Core questions are gone. You want to shamelessly plug anything? We're not ending anything, but just you want to plug anything?
Sure. I do the 3 Geeks podcast live Sundays at 10 a.m. If you guys got grandparents that are still with us, I do a Matlock themed podcast called Matt Talk. So definitely share it with them and they will love it. And then we do interviews throughout the week. We do a game called Remake Revolution, which is dropping an episode soon. And I do a lot. I do Scary Snobs now with a guy named Aaron, which is on the Scene Snobs channel on Thursdays. So check that out.
Seem to be a pretty busy guy.
Hey man, I like talking. You know me, like previously, I was never really super talkative, but I've become super talkative.
But you get a couple of drinks in this guy and a microphone and a karaoke stage. This man's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm a nut.
He got you.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
The Real Slim Shady, Ice Ice Baby, Baby Got Back, It's Tricky, when Max isn't available to do it with Aaron. I got old school rap, Digital Underground's Humpty Dance.
Wow, you got a whole. You're going up to the DJ, going just play any of these, and I'll be fine.
Here's the list. Play them in no certain order, please.
Mm-hmm. Taking over there.
It looks like there's a guest in our chat there, sir. It looks like my brother is in the chat.
Is he?
Yes, this guy right here. Did he highlight? I'm on.
No, yeah. No, you're good. You're good. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was him.
Well, I didn't either until I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, Home 2, my car. Yeah, that's definitely him. So if anybody doesn't know, that's my brother, Home 2. That's he probably knows more about this than anybody. And it's not lost in my car. It is in the CD player right now because me and Jaden were listening to it the other day because he was curious. So he now knows what it's all about.
No, I didn't know. At first, I thought maybe it was somebody coming from the 3 Geeks podcast, or I wasn't sure if it was a bot. But welcome, Adam.
Yes, no,
Welcome into the show. Now that the Super Bowl is not playing, you can participate with us. We got yelled at last week.
Just the Super Bowl's on.
People are watching the Super Bowl.
I watched the halftime show. It's like time for our show.
Yeah. We just came in right in the middle, which is something I don't think we'll ever do again.
No, probably not. So yeah. What else, man? What you got? You got anything brewing over there, Mr. DarkClaw?
Oh, I have so many things.
Hit them.
I have so many things. Okay, Mr. Jason. So when you said that when you went to Wizard World, you were like, "Oh, dang, we should do a podcast," right? What? Because a lot of people talk some mad shit, right? Like, "Oh yeah, we should go do that thing." What was the thing? What was the difference between you talking about it and being about it?
That is a very good question. My wife at the time was helped motivate me to do so. She was like, "Why don't you just do it?" And then I'm like, "Okay, why don't I just do it?" And then I made a Facebook page. I'm like, "We're gonna do it." And then we spent like 3 months telling everybody we were gonna do it on Facebook and stuff. And finally, 3 months later, we sat down and recorded the first episode 30 times because we kept messing it up. So that's again, we did editing back then. We don't do it now. We do everything live. So yeah, we just eventually just did it. Like I kept putting myself in a situation where we had to do it because, like I said, I was promoting it, we're getting Facebook going, and then we sat down in a garage, Max, Philip, and I, and we did audio recordings for a while. And then 5th episode, we turned on the cameras, and we've been on camera since.
So when you started the podcast,
and I was drunk a lot for the first like 200 episodes. I was wasted because again, I'm not a talkative guy at the time. So
I'm an extreme introvert who has to pretend to be an extrovert.
Yep.
And so I actually got told at work, Aaron, that they somebody who watches our show or wants to watch our show and doesn't. And I said, "Well, why don't you watch our show?" And she goes, "I don't really want to watch you guys just get drunk for 2 hours." She goes, "I could just call you on a Tuesday and get the same thing." And I was like, wow, those words hurt.
I mean, you're not wrong though.
No, they were not wrong. Okay, so you start the 3 Geeks podcast, you make it official, right? How consistent were you when you first started?
We were very consistent. We did it once a week. I mean, there was a few weeks we missed because Max got drunk and forgot we were recording or doing it. So, and again, at the time, I would do a solo podcast now if I had to, but at the time I was like a deer in headlights because I thought Max was going to show up. So I just started it and I'm like, hi everybody. But yeah, no, we try to do it once a week. I think we were doing it twice a week at one point.
Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Ammo to Go. I did star his chat earlier, but he works the night shift and he popped in to say hey. So good night, sir. Have fun at work. We'll see you on the flip side.
Yeah, good night.
So when you guys started it, was there any boundaries? Like, okay, we're only going to talk about movies or comics or whatever, or was it like, yo, let's just throw shit on the wall and see what sticks?
The only real boundary we had was no cussing. That was our original mandate, was no cussing, and that quickly went away because I stopped caring so much about my family listening. But yeah, that was pretty much our only mandate. We were going to talk movies, comic books, news. We were going to talk news, geek news, and that was pretty much it. That mandate went away. Now we just talk about whatever we feel like. Like Aaron said, our Valentine's Day special yesterday was very adult oriented. But,
oh yeah. So I popped in. Y'all were in the green room, and I was taking my siesta. I'm actually interested in that conversation. Aaron, you want to lead that one because I wasn't around. But I was like, man, y'all should save this shit for the show.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So
let's talk about the Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah. So if you didn't tune in or weren't familiar, I would definitely suggest you follow 3 Geeks. Is it 3 Geeks Podcast or is it 3 Geeks Network?
Big Geeks Podcast everywhere.
So make sure first off you follow that, all the socials, they're there. But last night, they had some special guests on, and things got very spicy, to the point where I had to put my AirPods in because I had my son and then my girlfriend, well, I guess now my fiance's kid in the same room, and like starting to ask questions. So let me go pop those in. So you've mentioned in the green room that, like, you've had them on several times outside of the one. Are all of those like is it always lead that way, or is it more kind of like it just gets there?
They're voiceover people who do romance novels, and when I say romance novels, I'm talking the hardcore romance novel. It'd make 50 Shades of Grey look like Cat in the Hat. So yes, our conversations always go in that way when we have them on. We met them through a publicist that we used to work with, the one who introduced us to Larry, and we've been friends with them ever since. They are amazing. They're very open, so we can ask them anything like, hey, how much of what you guys do for a living goes into your personal life, i.e. the bedroom? And yeah, they are awesome. You should have them on here sometime. They can talk about toys, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know for that kind of a toy company right now.
That's the question I get asked. They're like, "Oh, what you been?" I'm like, "Oh, I sell toys." They're like, "Sex toys?" And I'm like, "No, adult collectibles, motherfucker."
Well, I mean, I guess adults collect them too.
But they are so much fun. So much fun. I mean, you saw the interview. They're funny. They're charismatic. Yeah, but every time they're on.
So yeah, very, very open into discussing the interworkings of the bedrooms, and
I learned what DOMs were yesterday. Like, I didn't know there was different levels.
Yes. So if you're interested in that kind of talk, definitely check out last night's episode.
That's not our normal show, everybody. That was a one-off, or it's like a twice a year off that we do with them.
Don't let this man lie to you. They do this every week.
We used to have them on around Halloween time because they used to be ghost hunters. But I'm like, we got to start doing more like Valentine's Day stuff with you guys, because this is more your wheelhouse.
So they're ghost hunters, and they do Audible for erotic novels. Does one fund the other? Like,
well, they're not ghost hunters anymore, but
no,
I think they live in lavishly with their Audible empire.
Yo, if I had a voice to do it, man, I'd be all over it.
Like, no, I can't. I was gonna do it, but I'm like, nah. We'll say that for when we create the Hello Dub OnlyFans.
And then there was much thrusting. I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
Then she goes, bow, chicka, wow, wow.
So hold on. At first, all I heard was, and then she goes, Urgh. That's what I heard from you. She goes, Urgh. I'm like, that's not a sexy sound at all, sir.
Hey, somebody will find that attractive. Like, look at all these clippable moments I have now. I gotta watch an hour and a half.
So many. I gotta get back to the chat, and then we're gonna come back to this. We're gonna circle around. We're gonna reach around. Max style.
Reach around and wrench it off.
Axion wants to know, Aaron, did you get those Foosh weapon packs?
Axion, if you didn't watch last week's episode, I did. I'm actually working with a guy who's going to create me a weapons rack to put those on. So
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, there's some things you don't know. Okay, I got connects sometime.
I talk to you 8 hours a week. Can't tell me you got a guy who does weapon racks. Maybe I want one.
Well, then I'll talk to my guy. Maybe he'll make you one.
See,
but yes,
Jason wouldn't do this to me.
A lot of cool stuff. I don't want to. The last time I opened the weapons pack, that thing just exploded everywhere. So I'm gonna save this. But yeah, the Foosh order did come in. It got my second ninja, so that will be going nicely. I'm with my Storm Shadow that Ted DarkClaw is gonna give me later.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah,
They're not sold out yet. You guys can still get a Storm Shadow. So Aaron can't.
And a Sergeant Slaughter, and a Bat, and whatever else classified that's sitting there right now.
Yeah.
Get all of it.
Oz, the best moderator on Rocco's channel, says it takes time to get 1,000 subs, but it doesn't take time to get your toys from helladopetoys.
That is right.
helladopetoys.com.
1 day shipping, baby. We're like Amazon, but not Amazon.
So look, there is no mail service tomorrow, and I wanted to throw that out there. So anything that is ordered today would normally go out tomorrow. This G.I. Joe figure is not going to go out tomorrow because there is no mail service, because it is a holiday in the United States called President's Day.
Yes, we observe the presidents who screw us over on a daily.
Wrong show. Thank you, Oz. Thank you, Oz. Jeremy says, sorry, I was gone for about 20 minutes. Recap everything I missed in great detail. Sir, this is why we have a replay where you can go back through, watch the whole thing, click like, message us, say, damn, guys, that show was fucking fire, and then comment and do the same thing. And then what you do is you take clips of our show and then you share it on your Instagram and your Facebook. And then you tell your wife to do the exact same thing. And that is how this is done. That's how this is done.
This is how we get the 100 subs and the 10 million YouTube short views.
And again, shout out to Jeremy. Be sure to check out his show on Wednesdays on the 3POA channel, Loose But Complete with Laser Pants.
Yes.
Ammo says, what's up, y'all? I got about 10 minutes before I have to head out. Gonna catch the replay tonight, and he is now gone. So Ammo, thank you for popping in. We always appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Home 2, which I now know is Adam. Breaking news, Mark Henry will be at the Arnold Fitness Expo. Oh,
that is good to know.
That is good to know. I freaking forgot.
Get the ass kicked. Somebody's going to get the wig split.
The Arnold is in about 2 weeks. That's such a good song. Remember?
It is.
Somebody's going to get their cake ate.
Somebody's going to get the pie smashed. I thought you were about to spit take, dude. I was waiting for it.
We were pretty close. It takes a lot more than that to get me.
Yeah.
Realm of Toys says Green Ranger was tapping that. He knows. Realm knows. He's probably got the pictures.
Probably made it into toy photography.
That's going to be his next set, man. There's going to be a countdown for it and everything. Simi Sky says, I still haven't heard the CD in my 19 and a half years of living. And there's a reason for that. And the reason why there was only one said CD is because your mother did not enjoy it very much.
Yep.
And so we stopped doing it. That, and we got old and fat, and
we realized that the content we were making then actually still on today, but we had to tone it down some. We had to bring it down for the Oski Woski.
but it's on Jason's hard drive somewhere, and we're gonna find it.
Teddy, your daughter's 19 and a half.
I know, time flies, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, actually, I have it on this computer right now. This one right
Largo's Lair says, cool hanging out with y'all tonight. Looking forward to checking out 3 Geeks Podcast.
Yes, thank you.
Can you do that?
Thank you.
Jim Largo is a good guy to have, man. He's very supportive. If you ever, Jason, you ever get a chance, check out Largo's Lair and then the Weird Fantastic Toy Reviews. Man, they're great stuff, man. Great stuff.
So if I were Jim Largo, what times would I be looking to watch 3 Geeks Podcast?
Sundays at 10 a.m. is the most consistent show that we do. We never miss that one.
And then everything else is just
randomly throughout the week, interviews here and there. And
so what he's saying is, make sure when you subscribe, you actually hit that notification bell. So
the notification bell. I always forget to say that.
Oh, you gotta know about the bell. By the way, make sure you hit that for the Hello Dope.
I just subscribed to Largo's Lair too. So
there it is.
Oh man, Jim Largo is one of the best humans we've ever come across on the internet.
Yes.
Like one of the most nicest, sincerest dudes we've met. Absolutely love him, and he's got a growing channel. He's going to be huge in a year, so keep an eye on him.
Yes.
And then we have Adam again. These two brothers are murdered like Cain and Abel. NBA All-Star this week, multitasking. So I assume that was in regards to being surprised that he was here this week. But, we appreciate the support.
Always.
And in regards to selling adult toys, dishwasher safe toys.
I mean, you could put them in a dishwasher. If you're trying to get those loose joints, pop in a dishwasher, man. Get a little water, get a little steam.
You do want to clean them every once in a while.
Let's throw that.
Wait. Are we talking about those toys again? What are we doing? Hold on.
I don't know what toys.
I was just going to throw this in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
That's gonna be part of the Blacknight inbox toy review. Is it dishwasher safe?
Dishwasher safe. Mrs. Blacknight is going to love that when you break the dishwasher.
If she's not watching right now, I'm sure I'll hear about it later.
All right, cool. Aaron, carry on, sir.
Yeah, I thought you had a follow up.
Oh, well, Sonny's in. He just stopped by.
Hey, Sonny.
And we got to make sure we check out Sonny's show after our show.
Yes.
All right, well then back to our guest. Since Aaron ran out of questions, it's fine. I have a million.
See, this is how this works.
A million bajillion questions. Okay, so you guys start off, and it took you 3 months to get going, and then you become super consistent. How was it? How was the reaction at first? Like, were people watching? Were you frustrated with numbers? Obviously it takes a long time to grow, but were you expecting something immediate? What was kind of like that beginning period like for you?
We started off pretty well. I think we started with 60 viewers our first time, and that to us was like, holy crap, 60 people want to listen to us.
That is huge.
Yeah, and we sucked at the time. I mean, it was okay. We were okay, but like it wasn't like we are now. We're a lot more like a well-oiled machine. But yeah, just the listenership. And then when we did our first con and people came and watched us, and somebody asked for our autographs, like we signed a Watchmen comic book. It was just such a surreal experience. Yeah, like I'm happy if 10 people listen to us. Like I'll do this podcast forever if we only have 10. I mean, we get more than 10 people, but I'm just saying, like, I love that anybody likes to hear what we have to say.
Who was the very first like real guest that you had on, like of name notoriety?
On the actual show, that is a very good question. Because we started off, we mainly did YouTube people at first. We interviewed a guy named Corn Shack who does video game like playthroughs and so forth. But our first like real interview was Michael Rooker. It was the panel. It was the Wizard World after that first one we all went to. We interviewed Michael Rooker, and then we interviewed Jason David Frank. So those were our first like real interview gets.
Yeah.
That's a big get to start with.
I'm sitting there like, man, if I can get my next door neighbor, like,
go back and watch. I mean, those interviews are awful. Like, you remember the old Chris Farley sketch on SNL when he would interview like famous people? He'd be like, "Yeah, you were part of the Beatles. That's so cool, right, man?" And that was pretty much our interviews. Like Max was like Chris Farleying it up with Michael Rooker. And then I'm holding the camera and I have shaky hands, so I'm shaking while Max is interviewing. It looks so awful.
So do you rewatch your shows?
I do. I listen to them every week. So
every single one?
I can give myself feedback. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
I wish we had done this. Oh, we should have done this. Oh, we could have talked about this there instead. Or I could have made this joke and it would have been so much better than this crappy joke I made. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You have to stop moving around. You move around too much.
Mine is to stop going. Yeah, so I'm working on that one.
I work on the ums too. I'm very conscious when I say it.
It's hard rewatching some of these, although sometimes I enjoy it because I'm like I'll message him and I'll be like, "Yo, I just rewatched the show and that one was good." And then sometimes I'll watch it and I'm just like, we got to get better, man. This was absolute trash. I still can't watch episode 1 because I was using AirPods completely. I didn't have my microphone here. I was just solely going off of AirPods and they were dying. So my audio was static the whole time. Mm-hmm. And I think I got 10 minutes in.
Powered through the show though.
Yeah, and I was just like, I can't watch this. If I was a random viewer, I would never go to this channel ever again. So what do the other members of the show rewatch it as well, or is it just you giving notes? Are they as into it as you are?
Justin has been a godsend because it used to be I was a one-man show. Like I was doing it all. I was reaching out to people for interviews. I was promoting us on social media. I was posting the videos. I was doing it all. And then recently Justin joined us. Max is strictly like, I'm lucky he shows up on a weekly basis to do the show with me. I can't ask him to plan anything because he forgets. He gets stoned and then doesn't remember that he was asked to do something. So
inside drama.
No drama at all, man. He gets stoned all he wants as he makes the show funny. But Justin has been a godsend. So I think Justin watches them as much as I do because he goes through and he pulls clips from them. So I'm sure he's listening to them as much as I am.
That's cool. And you have follow up to that?
Yeah. So like I said, I've watched. I pop into many shows, whether it's a couple minutes or I try to stick to the whole show, depending on when you're on there. Like, what is the dynamic that you like? The different dynamics between having Max on versus like Justin versus Mike, because for me and Teddy, like we grew up. I don't know you and Max have grown up with each other. Y'all know each other very well. But like, how does that dynamic different when you bring in somebody else that isn't, part of the fam? Like an outsider coming in instead of an insider being on the inside.
Well, that's a good question. Like Justin, he's not somebody I knew when he first came on the podcast. Max brought him on, and there was just instant chemistry. So that's kind of where we've gone with people when we've kept them on or kept them around. Is the chemistry, and we have really good chemistry with Justin. Max and I have the best chemistry. We've known each other since we were 6 years old, so we can play off each other all day. We've been through stuff together, like we're like brothers, and so yeah, our chemistry is strong, and so far we've been lucky in everybody we've brought on. Max is always the guy who hates most things. I love most things. Justin's kind of in the middle. He likes most stuff too, but he also has more of a dislike for things. I'm kind of like you, Aaron. You seem to like all the superhero stuff, and that's pretty much where I'm at too.
It's funny because before you hopped into the green room, we were talking about the show we're gonna try to do on Tuesday about wrestling. Teddy's like, I'm gonna be the heel. You're gonna be the good guy. Like, dude,
spoilers.
No, it's okay because it is what it is. They're gonna watch it anyways. They love wrestling. But it's like, man, all the stuff you're saying, I'm like, man, but I like that guy. But I like that guy. How am I supposed to say, like, oh, no, that guy totally this and this guy totally that when I like this guy? Man.
It's like when I come on the podcast and I hate a movie, like, they're all shocked.
Oh, yeah. Especially, like, I love watching Max's reaction to, like, the reverse of what you say. Because, like I said, you normally go, like, yeah, no, I like this movie. This movie was this movie was that. And Max goes, wait, what? Huh?
I do like most things, but I'm also good at recommending things. Like, I'm not going to recommend to you to go watch the new Ashton Kutcher and Reese Witherspoon movie if you're not into rom-coms. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, this is the greatest film of all time. I do have that level-headedness. Like, I'm not going to say, Max, you got to watch this. This is great. But yeah, I do like most things.
Yeah. Y'all try to make sure I watched all the Fast and Furious movies. I stopped at 7.
Oh, dude, 9 is so much fun. They go to space.
Yeah, see,
Ludacris and Tyrese go to space.
No,
dude, with a duct tape rocket to their car. Like, how can you not enjoy that? That is popcorn fun. That's why I go to the theater.
No, you can't convince me otherwise. I mean, like, losing Paul Walker, that was like the end of the Fast and Furious.
Oh, dude, they were ridiculous when Paul Walker was there. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, but they weren't going to space.
Huh?
They're like, oh, well, let's go to space because that's
The
what Paul
Rock was
Walker would
picking up
do.
a torpedo and throwing it at a car. Like, come on.
Jesus Lord.
They lost
No.
realism after 3.
For the record, I stopped after 2. So glad
dude,
they made it to space safely. I know since the first movie that was the goal. Like, one day we're gonna get to space.
I'm gonna turn my back on my family and we're going to space.
Going to space.
I don't really like the first 3 Fast and Furious movies. Like, since The Rock joined and it started to become more ridiculous, that's when I've become a fan.
That's because The Rock is ridiculous.
I just want to see what they're gonna do next. Like, I can't wait for 10. I'm so excited. Jason Momoa is now part of the family.
I mean, here's my thing. I know we're a toy review show, but come on. Like, if you do 1 after 10, there's a problem. Like,
we got 11. They got 2 more, and then they're saying they're done, but they make billions of dollars. Dude, watch 9 and tell me you don't have fun watching 9. I dare you to watch 9 and not have fun.
Okay, because you dared me to watch 9, like these people dare me to open my boxes.
Like, John Cena is awesome.
Oh wait, that's right. John Cena is in that movie.
Do I have to watch 1 through 8 to understand 9?
No.
I'm gonna watch.
I don't have that kind of commitment.
It's not high level cinema here.
Just got to make sure there's not a backstory or something. Like, I'm watching 9 and I'm so confused. And they're like, oh, because you didn't watch 6, bro. And then they reference something to 3.
Like, the Fast and Furious movies is something Max and I agree on. It's fun movie theater watching.
Well, you recently saw Ant-Man, right?
I did not.
Oh, I thought you guys had a post about that today.
Max saw it.
Max
I did not. I want to see it. I can't believe my daughter saw it before I did.
Shame on you. Now, I did hear it is better to watch the last episode of Loki before seeing Ant-Man. Apparently, the two are intertwined somehow, some way.
King.
Yeah, King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I think they say there's something more particular about something in the episode itself, not just Kang himself, but there's something in the episode that ties it all more together. So you got to watch that, and then
I can't wait to go. It got the seal of approval from Max, which means I'm gonna love it.
I'll wait till it comes on Disney Plus. That's my MO.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm a theater guy. I got to see it in theater.
Don't get me wrong. No, I love going. I mean, I used to love, especially let's say back in the days when we were at VGMX. Man, we used to get those movie passes all the time. Like,
it's hard to go when you have young kids. I get it.
Fuck them kids.
He drops them off at school, goes to the movie, gets a big old tall beer.
I think go see Ant-Man and the Wasp, man. Stop sitting on your ass and go to the movies.
No, but that means I have to spend money. I could sit at home and watch it on Disney Plus in 3 months.
It's true, and this beer is a lot cheaper because I know I'm a bar patron of the movie theater, and they charge more than concert venues sometimes. I'm like, $13, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, and you're not just gonna buy beer. You got you gotta get like some nachos and maybe some candies and shit. You got like $30.
Self-control.
I don't have
all my money for beer,
bro.
And then I have to pee halfway through.
Do you see these championship belts right here? That is not self-control. I mean, sure, I got a deal on them. You don't need to know that part, but still.
Yeah, I got the AMC pass, so I get to go. I can go 3 times a week.
No, that is a deal.
It's $20 a month.
Oh, that is a deal.
So really, you go twice, it pays for itself.
Yeah, which I usually go about 3 times a month because that's all I have time for.
See, you should have led with that. That's more enticing.
Yeah. That brings me to another question, because I like to ask all our guests this. So, you work, you support a family, and you do the podcast, which you re-listen to, and you have to prep for. Where do you find time to do all of this?
Well, we don't really prep for our podcast. I will look for news articles and I'll have a general idea of what we're going to do. I've tried to prep. I've tried to send the guys topics and have it all written out. They don't read them. So everything's done on the fly for the most part. There is some controlled chaos, but for the most part, it's on the fly. I work from home. so it's easy to listen to podcasts or have TV on in the background. I'm a pretty good multitasker, but that's pretty much where my time. I just plan it very well. Interviews is what's stressful, is trying to fit interviews in during the week when you work from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Now, where is there an agency that you go through? How do you get a hold of all these celebrities? Like, you don't have a Rolodex, like, right? Like, just hit their Gmail.
Pro is a good tool to use, because if you have IMDb Pro, it has all of them have their agents listed.
So you do go through the agents to get to them directly?
Yeah, sometimes Instagram. I'll use Instagram. I've gotten luck on Instagram and Twitter. I've interviewed people through both of those channels. Yeah, man, I reach out however I can. We had Linda Pearl on our Matlock podcast recently, and I got her through Facebook.
You need to step our game up, man.
You can't even get Froggy Fresh to respond to us.
Right.
Trying to get him in about this fight, man.
Always play up your strengths, even if they're not super big. Like I said, I play up the 3%, or at the time, sometimes I play up our Twitter following, which is like 6,000, but that's not as impressive. You just play to your strengths, off what you do.
Hey, join our show. We have 42 Twitter followers. Yes.
Yeah, but do we have like 600 TikTok followers?
Yeah, but that's still not. I mean, that's small in comparison.
That's something, bro. We're doing things.
Well, yeah, because
on TikTok.
Because TikTok
have to dance.
Right. I don't have to dance. I don't have to show. I don't have to do a hot tub stream, which I was getting close. I was pulling out the bikini and like, look, we gonna do it. But then they're like, nah, we got you on these toy likes, man. We got you.
Yeah, just tell people to pay you and you'll take it keep it on.
I do need to hit up the chat here. So Jim Largo says best YouTube advice he has received is to make content you'd want to watch, and folks will show up eventually.
Very true. That's how we got Jim Largo.
Well, so sometimes I think, like, do people really want to see the crap I want to watch? I don't know. Simi Sky said she had to go to bed. She's got college class tomorrow, which means the sex bots will be around the corner.
Yep. Here they come now. It's almost midnight.
Adam says, don't break that dishwasher.
Okay, just because you paid for the dishwasher doesn't mean I'm going to break it.
To be continued. Mr. Wonderful says, ooh, some wrestling, brother. Yes, yep. Tuesday, we believe we are going to do this show. And if you follow us on Instagram and Facebook, you can get updates from that location.
And Twitter.
And Twitter, sometimes, maybe.
Look, you don't even, you motherfucker.
I'm never on the Twitter. The only thing I use Twitter for is independent news and just people getting into random fights. For some reason, Twitter really thinks I enjoy watching street fights, and maybe I do. I don't know, but I keep watching them.
I know, they give those like suggested things. I'm like, do I want to watch? Yeah, I do. Let me see what this is all about. Then I'm like in for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, and then Adam says, I want in on the wrestling show. Well, if you're in on the wrestling show, then I can't be the heel. Okay?
That's true.
That's
can't have two heels.
You can't have two heels. I'm the Bob B. Heenan, Jesse Ventura. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Mr. Wonderful, talk up your OnlyFans.
Yeah, is there a hella dope OnlyFans?
Hey.
All feet pics all day.
How do you think we pay for our toys? Okay, all right. We are in with all these great independent.
A lot
companies.
Of feet pics.
We gotta send feet pics to pay for these things.
That's how we pay Realm of Toys with feet pics.
No, we actually send Realm of Toys feet pics. That's
we send him actual photographs, and he hangs them on the wall, and then he takes pictures of toys for us.
Exactly.
I don't think Adam's babyface.
No.
He's gonna drink a couple beers and
it starts off that way. It starts off that was like, oh yeah, babyface is an instant heel. It's like it goes into like Vince McMahon mode. I don't believe that for 1 second.
All right, Aaron, what other questions you have?
I mean, I don't.
To talk about myself.
Why? That's why you're here, man.
I know.
We're talking about you.
What's it like being on the other side? Like normally you're the one asking the questions. Now you're getting the questions asked to you. Is that exciting, or does that cause you some sort of anxiety?
All of the above.
Maybe you shouldn't have had that Alka-Seltzer, man. You know,
the Alka-Seltzer helped, man. I had Skyline for lunch today. You know, when you get to a certain age, that stuff is rough on you.
Are the other three geeks jealous that you're here and they're not?
I'm pretty sure they've all forgotten I'm here.
Like, hey guys, I'm gonna go do this show. They're like, okay, and then
Justin's probably watched some. They're not really commenters. I can't even get them to like our own videos on YouTube. Like, it's tough.
Not Top Goon is here. What's up, Not Top Goon? Good to see you again, man. Love that guy. He used to be Top Goon, but now he's not Top Goon. Okay, awesome. So now that you've been interviewed, are you gonna take what you've learned here tonight and go into your next interview and be like, well, I'm not fucking doing that shit. I'll fucking tell you that right now.
I will not have alcohol, and I will actually have a good stream.
Not get drunk with my best friend and interview somebody.
I'm gonna do it all.
Do it all.
That is what we want to hear.
Yeah, Max is drunk for most of our podcasts. He drinks at the 10 a.m. show.
Oh, I mean, you know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's my theory.
I mean, maybe he's in Australia.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's 10 p.m. in Australia right now.
I did send you Aaron Neil Ross's email address.
Yes, I did get that. We will definitely.
He is the voice of our childhood. He did voices on G.I. Joe, Transformers, I believe Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah, that's a guy I need. We will definitely reach out to him and we'll say, hey, Jason said you will love to be on our show. You'll send you like, dude, I did not say that shit. Okay, don't ever do that again. I don't have any questions per se, but so the idea behind what we've been doing is interviewing people who about building a brand, you know, and you've built yourself a pretty successful brand, like we discussed earlier in the show. You've been to several cons. You've had several guests. You've even been flown out to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which seems, you know, a pretty cool experience within itself. If you had to give advice to someone who is starting a show or starting a podcast or really just anything, what would be your words of advice to those people?
Do it. Start doing it. If you're nervous about a guest, reach out. The worst they can do is say no. Like I've had Steve O's turned us down. Kevin Smith has turned us down. But it's cool to get those emails back from them because you're like, holy shit, Kevin Smith just emailed me and turned me down. Like, this is awesome. But yeah, just do it. Believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to reach out because they're only going to say no. If they can't do it, they're going to say no, or you'll never hear from them again. Like, just reach out. Like, that's the best advice I can give you is to just do it. Like Minty, I just sent him a message on Instagram, so I'm hoping I hear back.
So let me know when that happens because it's gonna happen.
So you mentioned, you talked to some names that you didn't get. Now, would you try it again? Would you what would you do differently in the message that you sent originally versus maybe a message you'll send maybe 6 months from now?
Good example of that. I'm about to do that with Will Wheaton. So we emailed Will Wheaton because some of our friends had him on and he had just burnt out on podcasting, but he said to reach back out later. So I'm going to reach back out and repitch our show. But yeah, I plan on reaching out to Kevin Smith eventually. I think throwing out that we'd had 22,000 views last month again, I won't give the specifics, but I think that'll help as a selling point. And like, I really want to interview somebody from Jackass, because I think Jackass 4 is what America needed last year after all the crap we'd been through. And I don't give up. I will.
It's wild to see that, like, even like Jackass, who, like, I mean, during like our more teen years, that was a huge show. Like, you could not, like, it was on MTV all the time. And then now it's like, you know what? We're like in our, they got to be in their upper 50s, 40s at this point. And they're still doing this stuff.
Turned 50.
Yes, and they're still doing it. Like, they're like 21 years old.
Dude, it's amazing. What's crazy about Jackass, like watching 4, is they have sober mandates now that they have to sign contracts. That's why Bam wasn't in the 4th one.
Yeah.
And that is just so surreal after watching like the first 2 where they're all wasted and high. And
I mean, half the stunts they did, you had to be wasted or on something. Because there's no way you do half that stuff without being on something.
Yeah, Steve-O was only allowed to be in the 3rd one if he got sober, and he did. And I think he's been sober since.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even jump over a bush anymore.
Right? Dude, I'd hurt my something.
Oh, no. We used to do some wild jump over bikes, bushes, groups of children. Yeah.
I pulled my sciatic just walking.
Real quick. Adam, yes, we are very familiar with the Columbus Toy Game Show. We got lazy and forgot to book that. So we're on a waiting list. So unless you got some inside scoops that can get us on the list, we're gonna miss that show, but we'll be at PowerCon in August.
We didn't get lazy. We procrastinated on making a decision. There's a big difference. Big difference.
Here's the thing. Let's put it. We made the decision. The decision was made. It just didn't get acted on.
And then the next day we were like, are we sure we want to do this? And then we started believing we were doing it. And then we realized we hadn't done the thing that we needed to do it. That's all. It was just a minor miscommunication.
Jason, I believe this is more for you. Axion Figs saying you should reach out to John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite. He interviewed him at a con several years ago. Very cool dude.
He is a really nice guy. I met him once at Wizard World. He was friends with Thomas Nicholas and Lanny Sarum, who I mentioned earlier, and I got to meet him once.
I would love to ask him like questions about like not just Napoleon Dynamite related, just because I mean that was kind of like, in my opinion, his breakout movie. But I would love to ask him like, what was it like working with Will Ferrell? Like shooting Blades of Glory. I just would love to know, how was that experience? Because it had to be wild.
I'm a fan of Napoleon Dynamite. I'm like the only person in the world that didn't like that movie.
I mean,
I'd be like, hey man, how was it on Benchwarmers? Working with John Lovitz, who I think is a comedy god who doesn't get enough love.
Oh yeah, he doesn't. But yeah, Benchwarmers was a movie that I think was, I don't want to say it was ahead of its time, but it was very undershadowed by several releases that came out during that time frame.
I like,
and this is what Ted DarkClaw does to me all the time. He just randomly disappears. Like I found my reason. But so like I said, we were talking about building a brand. You talked about how you've gotten to where you are, and like advices that you would give. So we talked about a little bit about your long-term plan, and we also talked about a little bit about goals. The thing that I want to ask is, if you had to start all over, like day one, like everything you've done up to this point, if you had to start over, what would you have done differently now, knowing everything that you've already done?
I wouldn't care. So like when I started, I was so concerned with, what if my mom listens to this podcast? What if my grandma accidentally clicks on this video? Like what's going to happen? And as you saw with yesterday's show, I totally have 0 F's to give when I do the show. And that would be what I would, if I had to redo it all over again, that's what I would take into it. I wouldn't have the F's that I had before.
And that's kind of the thing for like me and Ted. I think the mere fact that we don't care, Like we say pretty much whatever we want within reason. But then again, that also plays right into our own personalities. To the fact that we understand that we got to play two cards here. We're entertaining the masses by being on camera and talking to people, but then also got to understand that we got to be responsible business owners because we have a business. But at the same time, it's like maybe we can stir a pot here and there and see what happens. But it's a weird game to balance, and I definitely understand your side of that, where like you being more like you're an introvert, you like, unless you're doing something that you're very comfortable doing, and like public speaking is not easy, and I won't even say public speaking because really you're talking to a camera and hoping that someone is watching it, but at the same time you're dealing with the YouTube algorithm that this video and all videos that you create live forever. So it's always going to be there. Someone's going to go watch it and be like, oh, I remember this video. And like, you're going to watch a video like, I remember you said this.
Oh, dude, it gets bad because, I'm a Stern fan, as I said before in my top 3 interviews. So I have that mentality too, just talk about it. And there's plenty of times where I leave the show like, I can't believe we talked about that or I said that. Like, because you forget that you're recording it because you're just hanging out with your buddies. And sometimes you say stupid stuff and you're like, I can't believe I said that.
I said that's what makes it great with for something like that you do, we do, that a lot of people do. When you realize like we did Ted, that was it. We did like a Zoom call with like it was me and Ted and some of our friends, and it was like during COVID because we couldn't go see each other, so we just had a Zoom call. We're all drinking beers and just kind of like kicking shit. But then you realize that like it's just like being there in the same room, but only on camera. So like when you get to that point where you're super comfortable, you're just kicking the shit. It makes the interview process simpler. It makes the show much funnier. I did an entire spit take. I'm still cleaning up random like beer that I spit everywhere on random spots of my room.
It's like episode 5, bro.
Exactly, dude. It's like I didn't realize how far that shit went until I started like moving around this room. I'm like, oh shit, how did it get on this thing over here? I wasn't even over there. Yeah,
embarrassing.
It really is. We're not gonna clip that though.
Well, I'm gonna hit up this chat real quick, and then we'll probably call it and release Jason back into the wild.
Yeah, my daughter's giving me evil looks. I have to fill out, I guess, a track permission slip or something.
Well, then we will be quick. Not Top Goon says, and you will continue to be the only one not to like Napoleon Dynamite. That movie rocks.
Hey,
I don't know who that's to.
That's towards me. I need to maybe watch it again because I just watched it for the first time like 3 years ago, and the hype was real. So maybe I need to go into it without that hype because that greatest film of all time and funniest movie of all time. So I'll give it another shot.
Oh, it's a good movie. You definitely got to watch it now that the time has passed.
Oh, it's a great movie. Love it. Benchwarmers was awesome. When I interviewed John, we talked about the cool movie cars on that movie. Sorry, I can't read. And then lastly, Axion noticed my entertaining jazz hands. Thank you, sir. Jazz hands. All right, so we're gonna wrap up. Aaron, what do you got to plug, bro?
Oh man, I'm always plugging that helladopetoys.com. We got the goodies. GI Joes are in the house. Valorverse is in the house. We just got word from the man himself. AWOC, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, will be shipping next Friday. So as soon as those boxes are in the warehouse, we will inspect them all, and then we will start shipping out pre-orders. So make sure you get those. We got Alf in the house. We got Carfax Abbey Black and White Dracula for all you Universal Monster fans. We still got a couple of those Universal Monster TMNTs. So if you haven't found yours yet, come get it from us. You can find us on all the cool socials, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, at helladopetoys. You can find me at Blacknight Gaming on Instagram. We are slowly going to be getting back into the streaming process on Twitch. Just trying to get everything figured out. There's a lot of things I'm working on, and unfortunately that's taking the back burner. Mr. DarkClaw, where can they find you?
I'm Ted DarkClaw on Instagram. You can hit me up there. It might take me a day to see your message because I spend all my time on the Hella Dope Instagram, which you should totally go check out and follow. And outside of that, if you're still here and you're still watching, we would really appreciate a like. And then maybe when the stream ends, maybe give it a comment to, do something and make other people watch it or something like that.
You got to trick the algorithm. Get a like.
The chats don't count as comments, and they should.
They should, especially if you got like a booming chat.
They do have a graph for it under the lives, but I don't understand how any of that works. I'm an ignorant human.
Our great friend Rocco the Great is in the chat. Rocco, welcome. If you haven't seen his channel, definitely check him out. He goes every Monday and Wednesday with Real Shift. So check him out if you can.
Rocco, respond to my DM, bro. All right, Jason of the Three Geeks Podcast. What do you got to plug, man? Tell these people where to find you.
Well, first off, I'm inviting both of you guys to come on Sunday at 10 a.m. if you're available. Secondly, follow me at 3 Geeks Podcast and 3 Geeks J anywhere that you can follow things. And also check out helladopetoys.com because I was just looking at it during the thing and I really want that Alf. I tried reaching out to the voice of Alf. The only email address I can find is to his lawyer.
That's probably not a good thing if you only get his email to the lawyer.
I will reach out to the lawyer.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna take this Alf and we're gonna put him right here just for you. He's safely tucked away here for you, Jason.
Exactly. That's how we do it here at Hella Dope Toys.
Aaron, you got anything else?
No. Oh, well, I mean, I do. Make sure you guys, first off, this is important. If you haven't hit the like button, hit it. If you are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. But more importantly, hit that notification bell, baby. We will be starting our new once a month show. It may go maybe twice a month, depending on how things go. Starting this Tuesday. Yeah, shut up, Teddy. We will be doing a show Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the review of the Elimination Chamber. Yes, we will do a wrestling talk, all wrestling with some toy talk, but mainly wrestling. We will review the Elimination Chamber on the road to WrestleMania. We'll talk about the matches themselves, our thoughts behind it, things leading up to the WrestleMania event. We'd love to see you guys there, so make sure those notifications on so you know when we go live.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Well, that's it. We love you all. We'll see you next Sunday.
Wait. Do we have a guest next week?